TikTok one going and this. So let us start some Rogue Trader. Let's do story because I've never played it before. Fuck it. We'll do normal. We're gonna go with custom character. How's it going? Augments. We're gonna go with can't even see it.
New challenge for me. Macro cannons, volley!
I like how that sounds. We're gonna do Imperial Fortress. We're gonna do Fellowship. For Origin, we're gonna do Noble, I think. I think we're gonna do Noble. Through Intimidation. Play that one. Alright. Uses the willpower and fellowship. I think that's what I got. I think it's my highest. Fellowship. And I can raise will. Archetypes. I think we're gonna go with officer. Intelligence and perception. This is soldier. Precise single text defenses, perception, or area buffs consistent fire precision, intelligence, and perception. The Seeker Haven. That's pretty awesome. All right. That's what our character looks like. I think it's time to do a start.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Truly awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor. To inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
He sighs and turns to you.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Rogue traders are a subject of the Imperium that's uniquely hereditary title. A rogue trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy to benefit mankind. Duke.
My regards, Master. Or should I say, Von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you. Understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of her ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Imperium, the Galax Man, and interstellar human empire ruled by the living god who known as the Emperor of Mankind. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? Look, you have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? Tell me about the one whose ship I find myself. You say I'm a rogue trader's heir, so there's another candidate. Yeah, I see that
There
one.
is. And you will meet him soon enough.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Tell me about whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board a ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Warrant of Trade, the sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
I assume you have some goal in mind and you keep seeking me out. Let's address it.
But of course,
But
I have
of
come
course.
to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
It's about time. None shall stand in my way.
And that's quick. Worker, noble guest, worker, worker.
One of the Von Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
A turret and a tank. That is nuts.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Pew, 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 pew.
Death will find you soon enough!
Alright, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Oh. To survive the grim darkness of the far future, you have to face enemies of all kinds of fight in your life. 18 student tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer Rogue Trader. Click the button on the top screen to start the battle. Ooh. I have MP movements, which is right here.
Forge ahead!
Action points. Action points take the okay.
All too easy.
Shock damage to 25%. Projected flesh 3.
Not a problem for me. Absolutely not. Already done. You didn't stand a chance.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
We shall prevail. I won't tolerate weakness. Victory awaits!
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Your first impression of the Edelthred would appear that to be about 30 years old, of parchment skin, stressed over a tightly bound mess of sewn implants and bones, nervously twitching fingers and twisted by the slight tick of the jerky movements. Sight's illness effects has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast, Edelthred, Theodore von Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal, indestructible. Her head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to be emphasized the difference in status between her and the rod. Gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who studies the contents of his data slate. It's a tablet, okay. Is other than the behemoth bristling with holsters and barnacles containing all manners of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
There's confirm whether give us the answers. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. First verify that is indeed in case of popular sketches and xeno worship.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I give a straight answer to a simple question, which I understand was more than you could do.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
I don't know yet. Hope you will clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One of, does that mean there are other heirs?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
If you are satisfied with Inthelthrad, then what sense is there having this conversation? Why are we wasting our time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Your noble descent is a sign that power lives in your very flesh and blood. You would never doubt your words or actions. Never show weakness. Never let an involuntary gesture or a careless word betray your fears or agitation. At least, if your upbringing was as thorough as mine was in my time, many will grovel at your feet. Governors, commanders, highborn navigators,